and save hundreds every month. This ultra-low rate of 3.5% won't last long. So call 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Welcome to another fantastic edition of Younger Life. Good morning. I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
Oh, it's a great day to be alive. Another
great
beautiful
day today.
Fall day.
I know.
Feels
Nick
good.
brought cookies in, which are not the healthiest. We said, why?
But this
why
was
tempt us?
This was pre-Younger Life.
Yeah.
And we each took a little corner
Oh,
of it.
that's
and
it.
it
I
was
only had half a cookie,
fantastic.
but it was fantastic. It was a nice, sweet way to start the morning. You know?
Yes, everything in moderation,
That's
correct?
right. Absolutely.
So education is knowledge. Knowledge is power. The power of our local community libraries, epic in one word. And no stranger to the Younger Life Live Studios, WIMS. We thank our LaPorte Hospital for their great sponsorship. Robin Cohn, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me out here this morning.
We were so
Absolutely
glad
great.
you were
Yes,
coming back.
thank
We've missed you.
Yes.
missed
You
you.
know, we haven't
1, 2, 3, big hug.
Yeah, big hug. Woo! We haven't talked to you since we haven't seen you in a while.
Yes.
And then we talked to you last at the beginning of the summer reading program. So we're talking quite a
And
while
when you
ago.
said that, I'm like, no way. And then Robin goes, I think it's
Yeah,
been
it was
several
spring
months.
break, and
Yeah.
then it was the beginning of the summer reading program. But the library here is beautiful library, but there's always so many cool things going on.
We
you
do.
know?
We try.
So yes, I was really excited to that you were going to be joining us today, and so grateful that you came in. That's so nice. It's nice to see your face.
I'm
and have
happy
you
to
in
be here.
We love company. That's what we always say.
And you know what? Fun company, energized company, and company that has so many great ideas.
Yes.
A community pillar. We have fun together.
Yep.
And there's something to do for people of all ages.
Absolutely.
And that is the spin here on
yeah.
Younger Life, from the youngest of years to the wisest of
That's it.
years. And
Well, you know,
I
it
think it's
fits
great.
every concept of our
Sure.
show. You know, the intention of our show has always been the intention to find ways and things to, you know, feel younger longer, you know, have the healthier, younger attitude, try to adopt some of these things into our everyday lives. And the library is constantly doing that on so many levels for every age group. You know, I often joke that the library could have their own show just because there's so much always going
Sanders,
on.
executive producer, could have produced this one. Robin, you've got a media background. This is phenomenal.
I always joke that that's the case because there is so much constantly going on at the
Agreed.
library, and it's always good for us. I mean, there's very few things I can't really think of anything that the library does that isn't for the betterment of yourself or the community. You
for
know
the
what I mean?
community,
So-
for your personal growth. I mean,
Right.
it's there to use however you need it. And we strive every single day, our staff and everyone, to help people through whatever they're going through. You know, some people do come into the library to use you know, the internet or whatever, because they're possibly on, you know, looking for employment,
Sure.
or
Certainly.
they're getting unemployment. They need help in getting the services that they need. So, it's a vast array all the way from, like you said, from the littlest tiny baby with our 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten
Yes.
program, which I think is the most fabulous program.
Tell us
we
a little bit
offer.
about that.
It's a free program. You sign up from the day the baby's conceived, if you want
Really?
to. Right?
Okay.
Awesome.
Right? From the moment the baby's born, you can sign up, and it's based on reading 1,000 books before they start kindergarten. There are proven studies in the education system that kids who have read 1,000 books by the time they go to kindergarten are more likely to do better in school across the board, not just in reading, but in math and in the sciences, that they have that beginning that they need to do really well in school.
Wow.
And it's hearing all those words, that vocabulary, and it can be the same book over and over. I don't know, Mary, you've got children. I've got a child. You've got children, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Remember when they were really little and they wanted to read the same book
Oh,
every
absolutely.
night and
Yep.
over and over, and sometimes you'd read it and then you'd have to read it again right away. I mean, they like to hear the repetitiveness of it. And all of that builds on their vocabulary, and then they start to speak like the books are written. And so that all adds up to a better start when they get to kindergarten.
It's
so
fascinating.
These studies are done.
We've done a show on early childhood literacy that was fantastic, but I didn't recall the 1,000 books. I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking kindergarten's age 5.
Right.
So you
know,
figure
so-
if you're going for 1,000 books, there's 365 days in a year. You figure if you're doing one a day, even for the business week, and maybe one on the weekend. I remember, reading to the kids nonstop. But I
Yeah.
also remember the children, my children, they would get to a point. We all have probably been through this, where they know the next line.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or you create the character voices, or you do the
Yeah.
theater of the mind, the theatrical part, and then they add the oomph.
Right.
Or
You
the
know,
happy or the
it's
sad,
fun.
you
It's
know?
exactly.
It's
that.
fun.
Right.
It's nice doing that, and it does teach them sympathy, empathy. It teaches them expression.
Sure.
When you're doing that, it's so true. My oldest, when all of my kids would memorize, they would always end up finding a favorite book when they were very, very little that we would read and memorize it.
Sure.
So you couldn't skip a line or something.
Right.
No
Oh, yeah.
matter how
Oh,
they
Never skip a
but-
word.
But that's
let's
it.
be honest. The parents couldn't skip the
That's
line,
what I'm
right?
saying. Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
They'll
As a
get
parent,
nailed.
if you're tired and you want to try to
Dad?
summarize,
Yeah.
they're not going to allow it.
No.
My oldest daughter, her favorite book, she was probably 3 years old. It was not a typical real young children's book, but it was PJ Funny Bunny Camps Out. That book she had memorized by the time she was 3, that if you skipped a word, she would know it. She'd say, no, that's not what it says. Like she would know it. And
That's
we used to
awesome.
laugh and say, she could recite the thing. I mean, the entire book. It was so funny. I had to save that Ratty Tatty book because she loved it so much that I said, this is such a keeper. You have a few of those books that
Right.
that they just love. One of my daughters, it was Goodnight Moon, which is a little bit of a younger book. It's a fabulous book.
Real good.
But that book, like when she was still just barely walking, she would find that book out of all of the books that we have and drag that book around. That was my youngest daughter. So, and my boys, they've all loved reading, which is so nice. They
is.
love it. And I know there's something to that early childhood reading. And, you say a book a day, it's almost never one because
you're absolutely right.
especially when it's that age group because they're quick. We grab a stack and
And well, I
You
think
can
too,
read 3 or 4.
and I think we would all agree. I'm throwing out that 1,000 book
know.
mentality to the young parents, and by the way, grandparents that are helping watch the young ones out there.
Absolutely.
You guys
Absolutely.
can be a part of it because it keeps your mind sharp, it keeps you going, it keeps your emotions flowing, and it's a great way. Let's be honest here, to bond.
Exactly.
It really is.
It's a great way to bond. It's a great way to get that emotional connection with your grandkids, with your kids, but with your grandkids.
Yes.
I read to my niece when she was
Awesome.
real little. We read every time she was over, we would read a book before bedtime if she was spending the night. It's just all of that adds up. If you do that daily, if you do that pretty much regularly, they get, first of all, they get the knowledge that this is important.
Yeah.
That reading is fun.
Yes.
That it, when you start them little, then they realize that they
look
this is
forward
fun.
to
They
it.
look forward to it. The 1,000 books before kindergarten. What I like about it is, for every 100 books you read, you log them in. You get a little book to log in, and you get a book to take home to keep.
That's
I like
build
that.
your own
Or
library.
a CD, actually, with music on it. So you
See,
can
that's
pick, and the kid
great.
gets to pick, the child gets to come in and pick, I get the free book today, and then they get to build their own library at their own house, and that's their book. It's not the library's book where you have to bring it back. It's their book.
Yeah.
And it's a free program, no charge to sign up, no charge for the program. You just log in every time you read to your child.
That's a
or
fantastic
he reads
program.
to you, and then you bring it in every 100 books and get a book. So.
Robin Cohen in studio, Rick Federici, Mary Anthony, Younger Life today, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital. Want to throw out there, did you see like applications, Robin, like the Dr. Seuss books? There's a lot of children and folks out there that love pictures and color and a simple approach to reading. In other words, starting them out basic.
Right.
Everybody's got a different reading level, and then going. Do you find that those types of books also are good for the young ones?
Especially Dr. Seuss, because of the rhyme. There's rhyme and there's colors, and all of that adds up to the kids getting that knowledge without them even knowing it. They're having fun getting that knowledge, right? And there's alliteration. I love Seuss too.
Yeah.
My favorite Dr. Seuss book of all time is Horton Hears a Who.
Really? Yeah.
Horton Hears a Who.
It's a good one.
There you go.
Yeah. It's not a little book. I mean, that's not like
know.
Cat in the Hat.
That's certainly not a quick.
It's not a quick read.
That's not one that when it's a late bedtime and they
Right.
go, can we pick a book? Stay clear of that.
Right.
There's also a few Winnie the Pooh books and stuff that are so
Winnie
long.
the Pooh.
Right.
But let's
but
not.
then you just read like a chapter, or you
Yes,
read,
yes.
we're going to read 3 pages tonight.
Yeah.
And
Because they're longer.
and Horton Hears a Who has a great message.
It does.
That everybody counts in
That's
the
it.
world. So that's why it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I get all teary when I talk
I
about
love
Horton.
no matter
Still,
how big or
right?
small.
Still, yeah.
No matter
absolutely.
how big or so small.
Small, right?
Yeah.
Now, not to throw this out there, but you have a lot of wisdom. You've been with the library system for, I'll just say, a number of years.
A number of years.
Right. But to the point where you love what you do. There's a whole other spin to life here for Robin. It's like, this is her passion. Like, we love what we do. Robin has found a calling in life,
Yes.
and she loves it. You just to throw it out there to folks that are listening, no matter what age again that you are, do you find this to be a job where you dread it, or do you find it like, I'm waking up and I'm going to my gig?
I love
See?
my job.
See, that's how I am too. I know
Love
are
what
too.
do what you love and love what you do.
Yes.
And I just heard that this morning on the radio. On my way in, they were talking to some very wealthy and accomplished men.
Yes.
And he says he still mentors kids, and he tells them, love what you do. Love what you do, what you love, and love what you do.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
Agreed.
It is so true. And I did radio for 10 years.
Yes,
I
you sure
actually
did.
loved that too.
Yes.
So I have been extremely lucky in my entire career of working, and I don't think of it as even a career anymore. It's just who I am.
Part of your life.
It's
Yeah,
exactly
it's
like
just
that
who
line.
I am, And I'm getting to that age where I have to start thinking about possibly retirement. Not for a while yet.
Come on,
but,
you're young, kiddo.
But I'm not that young. But and my husband, he's a little older than I am. He's retiring next year. So I'm thinking, retirement. Oh, I can't even see myself
But
retiring.
Yeah.
let's look at it this way. In your thought of retirement would still be, you're still involved 40
Right.
hours
I
a
don't
week.
see. I don't
You know,
see
yeah, I
you
know
not
that's
being
doing
there at the
stuff.
library.
Absolutely.
No?
I can't sit at home.
No way.
I'm just not, I had surgery a few years ago, and the doctor said, take 3 weeks. You'll need it. After 1 week, I said, can I go back to work? And he's like, you could take another couple weeks. I said, yeah. You can only
Not
watch
for
so
you.
much
Right. Oh,
daytime
that's
TV.
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like
true.
done
Forget
with
it.
it all.
They say it numbs
Get me
you
back
out.
to,
Just
get me
kinda,
back to
ugh.
work.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's nice. As far as the library goes, can you tell us where some of these great different ideas come from? I mean, are they all employee
driven.
Yeah, driven.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're
Probably less than half of them are employee driven. Because,
Really?
Oh yeah, we get so many people from the community who are
Really?
first of all, very big fans of the library.
Sure.
I mean, you said you grew up going to libraries when you were a
Absolutely.
kid. You probably
I
did
as well,
too.
yes.
I know I did. And these people who have done this all their whole lives, they think of the library as just an extension of their home.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Of their personal lives, and which I am very grateful for, because I get my best ideas from other people. And people ask me that all the time. How'd you come up with such a great idea for a program? I said, it walked into my office.
Yes, so that's
I'm just
fascinating.
really good at recognizing what other people
But
will
I
enjoy.
have to say, and I think we would all agree with that,
fantastic.
that is not only fantastic, but from the standpoint of you being an open, intelligent woman saying, that's good, and
That's
not
it.
being, I'm the boss, hey, it's coming from me.
Right.
Again, this ties into that younger life.
It does.
Theme of, kind of being empowering and also allowing
And allowing
things to
others
grow.
to- yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always, you give thanks for their help. You give them their props. You want to say,
Oh, yeah.
this wasn't my idea. This was this person's idea, and it was a great idea. I'm happy that I was able to be the conduit to make it happen. But for them, that recognizes them, and they see that, and it just gives them another reason why the library means so much to them.
Absolutely.
So, I have never been one to take any kind of credit for anything that, truly wasn't my idea, at which most of them are, truly not my idea.
Well, it's interesting to me just to know where these ideas come from, because they are, it does spread such a wide gamut of ideas. You know what I mean? From this very, very young, even toddler, preschool, infant program, the 1,000 books before kindergarten, up to, I know you guys were doing yoga. I mean, at the library.
Right,
So I'm
right.
saying that it's
Which
just
is
such
awesome to me.
yes,
Yes, our
it's
yoga
so
class is
cool. I
great, yeah.
just think that's such a such a wide variety of things going on. And I know you guys were at least previously doing the dream analysis class. I mean, like so many
We still
different,
do that.
very, very unique things to this
Right.
library that are not real common. I mean, I love all libraries. I always think that their programs are so cool. I love looking into them. But I know you guys just do these different things. That's why I'm interested to know where those ideas come from.
We steal ideas. We're happy to steal ideas.
Oh, yeah.
well, yeah.
You know,
If
a
it
good
works, why
idea at
not?
another library can come to our
Absolutely.
library.
Sure, and they do the same thing
and
with
they
you
do-
guys.
That's
That's
exactly
it.
right. And
Uh-huh.
I'm more than happy to share my ideas. I get calls all the time. People asking me, well, how did you do that?
Yeah.
And, one of the ideas that I am very proud of that we started, and my group, it was a group effort, because it wasn't just me, but it was one of those brainstorming ideas. And that was our Slam Camp program that we do over the summer. It's a week-long camp for middle school students in writing and poetry.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
An awesome program. It's 5 years old. We started 5 years ago. This summer
Wow.
we celebrated 5 years doing it. And I brainstormed with some professors from Purdue Northwest and with a poet from Chicago. And we sat down and we said, what group doesn't get served? That was our first kind of, who doesn't get served? Little kids get served all the time.
Right.
There's all kinds of programs for little kids. And there's all kinds of stuff for older kids, like the high school students. There's camps for them, and there's sports programs, and there's all kinds of events for the older kids. But those middle school students get left out a lot. First of all, they're a difficult group of kids to work with. They're challenging. They're a challenging group. Not that they're bad kids. They're
Right.
they're at that age.
Well,
where they're
middle school's
finding
rough.
themselves.
That's it.
It's
Middle school's
really
rough. They're struggling to prove their independence.
Exactly.
And that they're not a little kid, so they sometimes want to act too old. And at the same time, they're not old enough to understand why that's not necessary.
good. Right.
Yeah.
Not good.
So I think
Yes.
that's why middle school is rough. I feel like.
Oh,
that's
I
the
remember
hardest
middle
group.
school. It was horrendous, and it's been a long time since I've
Well,
been in middle school.
even
but I
just
remember
volunteering at the school and stuff, I see why
absolutely.
middle school is a difficult age to teach. Important that but I think all the teachers know that coming into it.
Oh,
this
absolutely.
this can be a challenging area, but I think that's genius in picking that age group then for such a cool idea of writing and poetry.
Writing and poetry.
They need an outlet to express themselves. I feel like,
Exactly.
and that's really
Exactly. And we give them a safe space
Mm-hmm.
to really explore their emotions and to share if they want to, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
And they get, they have a blast. We have had 5 very successful years. This year was actually our most successful year of the number of students. We have a max of 30 students. We had 29 this year.
Wow.
Which was
Wow,
that's a
unreal.
lot of kids
It
to
is.
corral.
Is
no
it a
matter what
day
age.
camp?
It's a day camp from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. They get lunch. They get snacks and all of that, so we take care of them. But then they also do all of these different little projects that they get to do throughout the week. And at the end of the week, we have a big celebration and a big party, and they all get to share what they've done over the week. And we invite family and friends and anybody who wants to come and do it. And so that program really started out with a core group of people, myself included. And when we brainstormed it out and finally came up with a plan and how well it has done and brought it to fruition, I'm very proud of that program. And I really feel like that's our program.
Has that one jumped to any other libraries that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
No, but a lot of people ask me about it.
Yeah.
And they've done versions of that, maybe like a day-long thing instead of a whole week. It's a lot to take on, an entire week of kids.
I just had a text message, and I'm actually corresponding with them here on Younger Life Live. Today's program brought to you by LaPorte Hospital. Robin Cohn is our fantastic guest in studio. Love her to pieces. Robin, do they have grandchildren type programs?
Absolutely.
And I know that we'll talk about that, but if we could answer that sometime during the show,
please.
they're obviously viewing and listening if you want to throw something out.
Well, we have story times for all ages from 0 to kindergarten. So we welcome grandparents to bring the children to those kind of events. We have a nighttime story time that I think is great for the grandparents because parents, come home from work or whatever, and they're tired and they don't really want to grab up the kids and go to story time. And maybe they can't go during the day because they are working. But here's a chance for grandparents or aunts and uncles or whoever to grab up the kid, give parents a little break, and take them to a nighttime story time. And we do that. We've got one coming up. Actually, I think it's next week or maybe it's the week after. Next Tuesday, October 18th is our next nighttime story time. We have lots of grandparents who bring the kids for the costume parade. We're having a costume parade on the 26th to celebrate the Halloween holiday. And it's fun because the kids, they get some scary stories.
Yeah. Sure.
And then they get to go around the entire library, and they get to go in the office, and they get to go where the books are fixed, where the books are processed.
Sure. Oh, yeah, that's a great thing.
So they get to see all the different departments of the library, and then they get a treat at every station that they go to. So that's
really neat. For someone that might be interested in this nighttime story time, just while we had someone asking about
absolutely,
it,
please.
Can you give us an idea how long? What's the typical length of a story hour?
It's about an hour. It's about an hour. Usually, what they do is they do the stories and then they do a craft.
Okay.
And so the craft can take anywhere from 15 minutes to, depending on how elaborate it is that particular day or how elaborate the kid wants to get. Because a lot of times the kids want to keep putting the glitter on,
Right.
or whatever.
That's a Ricky thing.
There's never too much glitter, right?
Yes.
And so it takes a little longer. So but about an hour.
Okay. Just for someone that might be wanting to plan that, I think that is a great
at 5:30.
idea.
So 5:30 to 6:30 is the nighttime story time.
Do you guys do that?
And we
typically?
encourage people to wear their jammies, including parents.
That's
I was going to say, you know what?
Yep.
That's getting everybody involved.
That's
It's family
cute.
bonding,
Right.
And it's great.
Right. Wear your jammies.
Is that once a month typically?
Once a month, yes.
Okay, so this month you said it's going to be
October
the 18th.
Yep.
5:30. Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit more about what else is going on for Halloween?
Sure.
Well, we're showing Hocus Pocus, the movie.
That's a great one.
Classic, right?
Yeah.
On Saturday the 29th. That's our Halloween movie of the month. We're also on the 21st, because the students in Michigan City are on fall break that day on the 21st. We have Improv Playhouse coming to do Little Red Riding Hood.
How
And
neat.
it's it's not the version you're used to. So it's going to be
a little
fun.
twist there.
A little twist on the Little Red Riding Hood.
How does that work now when you're talking about the improv group? Is that a group that is from Northwest Indiana?
Yes.
That then comes in and works with you and the library
and
crew?
offers this program. Yeah.
Wow.
Are these actual, just because I've never seen them, do they
I
do
haven't seen them
puppets
yet.
or are they actually
I think it's actors. So
fantastic. How cool.
So
I was just curious thinking,
we've had puppets, but I think
the
this is
Playhouse
the actual
aspect was why I
actors.
thought maybe puppets. I wasn't for sure. So how neat.
Yeah. And
That's
so
really
that's
cool.
at 10 o'clock on the 21st because school is out that
And like
day.
you said,
So,
that happens to
Is
be
that a freebie?
It's everything's free.
Okay.
another reason we love the library.
Yeah,
Thank
we don't,
you.
I mean,
we don't charge for
honestly.
programs
Michigan
at the
City
library.
Public Library.
That's
Right?
it.
And then, of course, we have the Fly, Creep, Crawl, or Ooze program,
I
which
like
Tell
that.
us about
a
that.
STEAM Ahead program for kids, which is, incorporating sciences and technology and engineering, arts and math all together. And this is a program where they're going to make some crafty things. And some of it's going to ooze and some of it's going to be creepy.
That's
and-
up.
They-
you
they
say
actually-
ooze, a lot of little guys like that.
Absolutely.
A lot of the
little-
gals
little-
do.
Yeah, little
Yes.
boys like the ooze.
Well,
yeah.
these this STEAM concept
Yes.
program, they do something monthly. You guys do something every
Actually,
month,
usually
right?
a couple of times a month we
Really?
do STEAM programs.
And how
Yeah.
successful has that
Very
been?
successful.
I imagine.
Yeah.
So can you
probably good.
explain that a little bit to the
It's
Younger
part
Life
of-
Live audience?
It's part of the curriculum in the state standards of the educational system that we incorporate. That the schools incorporate the sciences.
Absolutely.
Over the years, it's kind of come to a fruition where we need to get all the kids interested in all of this stuff,
That's
not
it.
just what they think they like. So we want to push the sciences for the girls,
Absolutely, sure.
or the
Sure.
engineering for the girls. Not necessarily not for the boys, but definitely for the girls, so that everybody's included in that, and it's a part of the state standards. So we try to do a program every month that will tie into
Well,
that.
what's neat is it's science, technology, engineering, arts and math. So you're sneaking this in as a disguised fun project that they're
right.
actually learning. Like this month being the ooze and stuff because
Right.
it's Halloween.
Sure.
That's brilliant. I mean, that's really, really cool. The kids love it and they're
And how do you
literally
make that
learning
ooze?
something.
It's
Right.
going to be like science
Science
project.
experiment
I
kind
think
of,
too,
which is
from
cool.
a parental standpoint, when you look at this, you're like, okay, so you guys are obviously introducing these young ones and families to this. You never know what they're going to pick up on,
Right.
And say,
Yes.
I'm digging this. This could actually be a way to move them into a potential. I like this, or hey, I tried it, but
Not so crazy.
not so
Yeah.
it's not for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I like that.
And they added the arts into that. It used to be called STEM, where it
Okay.
was just science, technology, engineering, math. And then they thought, wait a minute, we can't let the arts be set aside.
Absolutely.
So we added the arts in. So that's where the craft comes in. You're going to actually do some kind of like fun project, but there's also a little science in there, a little technology. We've been making robots.
Incredible
Holy cow, watching these kids make these
I
robots.
was just gonna say that.
It's
You and I both know
amazing.
that's crazy.
It's crazy, but it's so cool.
And
And
award-winning
it's
little
young
tiny-
people.
Well, that's what's nuts. And so they're
freaks me
programming
out.
these as well, aren't they?
Yes.
They're
programming,
so far
they're writing the code.
That's what I'm saying.
And
It's
then
so
they
far
compete
above
around the state.
how I
And it's
understand. That's
amazing.
crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I
But that
haven't
is the way
figured
the
it out
world's
yet.
going. I mean,
Yes.
it's so
Yes.
important that they learn it, even if,
While it's fun.
So they can
before
help
they
parents like you and
realize-
I.
they can
Right,
teach us
exactly.
one day.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
way past me already.
Oh, they are.
So-
It's
Holy cow.
fascinating as
Yeah.
far as the kids, how quickly they pick up that
The
stuff.
It's so
technology
fast.
stuff is
Yeah.
crazy. Well, look at what they have been raised on. Whether it's a computer or a device within reason, obviously, to be used in our homes and other things. But I will tell you that the robotics part of it just blew me away when I first got introduced to it over the last 10 years, let's say. But to watch these young men and women, and then what I love are the educators and those people that surround them that teach them, and then you watch everybody kind of molding together. It's not, and I'm going to be blunt, it's not dorky. It's
Oh, it's
cool,
not.
man.
It's
It's
very
like
cool.
it's
It's
men's.
really cool.
It's like you got to
Yeah.
be very smart and or just have that mind that works
Yeah.
in that manner.
Yeah.
It's just got to click for you.
love it.
It's really neat. I know the library has something cool coming up. You've partnered with Hacienda, right?
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about
this
that?
Tuesday night, our Friends of the Library group they're having a give back night at Hacienda.
Beautiful.
We've got coupons at the library that you can pick
Yum.
up. I have them, or I'd be happy to email them to you if you just drop me an email at rcone@mclib.org. Or you can call me at 873-3049. I'll happy to send you a coupon via email, and you can print it off, take it, and the Friends of the Library receives 20% of your bill.
20%.
Yeah, and Tuesdays is mug night. Margarita
Yes.
night.
There we go.
Frederick
Wow.
Unite.
One mug per person. That's my recommendation.
Fantastic. That's your recommendation. I love it. So that's going to be Tuesday the 18th as well.
Right.
All
day
anytime
for lunch
Wow.
and dinner.
That is
That's-
I
fantastic.
can't believe
You do have to have the coupon.
Yeah, and I can't believe, as you were saying that, someone just reminded you of what Tuesday was.
Yeah, there you go. Tuesday is Mug Night,
Mug
right?
Night, right, with a capital M, and three M's.
Yeah, right.
Which is
That's
great.
funny.
So thank you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
great
so
stuff.
That's a
really
great
cool.
way for the
For people to
library to get a
support.
little extra support.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The Friends of the
absolutely.
Library, the organization, is been around for since the 70s.
Really?
They raise money strictly for programs and materials that tax dollars cannot purchase.
I think that's awesome because
for
I think
the
people need to
library.
be reminded the library stuff, everything is free.
Everything is free.
I mean,
We
so
don't
that's why
charge.
they're, and there's so many programs that it costs money to buy the kits for these kids to learn these
Right.
things. And not even just kids, again, the adults. I know you have a writing group.
We have a
that
writing
you
group,
have
South Shore
regularly, right?
Scribes. They meet twice a month on the first and third Thursday of the month. We have a stamp club. They
Yeah,
meet
how
on
neat.
the second Thursday of the month. The writers group that just got together probably about a year ago, and they share. They talk about what they're writing about. They share. They get ideas about publishing. Some are actually published writers, and
Yeah.
others are just getting started. Some are writing memoirs. Some are writing fiction. It's all across the board, and new members are always welcome.
That's so
they
neat.
love to talk to people who are impassioned about writing.
Is that hot in this area? Because I know
It
that we get a
is.
ton of stuff for the stamp clubs in Southwest Michigan and Northwest Indiana, Chicago proper. It's unbelievable to see how
Really?
they've exploded, but it's not only for those that are wiser in years. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people think that a lot of guys and gals that do that are retired or, in their wiser years. It's hip.
Yeah.
There are a lot of young people that are collecting all over the world. In fact, I'm going to really make myself look like a goofball. But in my younger years, when Jerry Garcia from the Grateful
Yeah.
Dead was around, he had out a tie collection, which I collected ties. But at the same time, he had a stamp club, and I belonged to it until obviously he no longer was with us and they kind of dismantled it. But I have a ton of these unbelievable stamps. And what they would do is
Really?
every time they toured around the world, he would that would be his stamp of the day or stamp
cool.
of the
That's neat.
And
I
I,
didn't know
I
that.
loved the Dead, but
Yeah.
I have all these stamps.
Oh,
and they're,
wow. That's
Well, I think
You should
great.
come to Stamp Club. They
Yeah.
would
I
love
know.
you. They would love you.
It's a
they might
different-
rob you, Rick. That's what I would be afraid.
Well, they
They
could,
would say,
they
"These are
could
stamps you
definitely
can't get."
they could definitely tell you whether you're
The value.
they're valued.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
And they
incredible.
are
I think
valued.
lots of people collect different items for different reasons. So it's fascinating to me. Now, I'm just curious: are most of these the stamp collectors, the adult writers club?
Yes.
Are they typically an hour program as well?
Yes, about an hour, hour and 15
even the
minutes.
STEAM,
Yes,
they're typically an
they're
hour.
almost about an hour. Like
It's
the
nice to
STEAM
plan for
classes can be
that.
a little less, like maybe 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, again, a lot of them are crafty things, so it
Right.
depends on how long it takes you to make whatever they're making that
Yes.
particular day. May take longer to make ooze. I'm not sure.
Who knows?
I'm all
Right.
about the use.
Yeah.
But I'm
all
real
about the
excited
fun.
about a program we're doing in November.
hear about
Miss
it.
Colfax's Light. Have you heard about this book?
No, explain, please.
Well, Mrs. Colfax, Harriet Colfax, was the lighthouse keeper for the Michigan City Lighthouse
Oh.
Wow.
from 1890 something to 1904. Oh, 1864 maybe. Anyway, I just wrote
For a
this
long
down
time.
yesterday.
Yeah.
For a number of years.
But for 43 years. So whatever that ended up,
Wow.
1904 was her last year when she
Okay.
retired, and she was 80. She retired when she was
Fabulous.
80 as a
Beautiful.
lighthouse keeper for the Michigan City Lighthouse. Well, a lady named Amy Bissonette has written a book called Miss Colfax's Light. And it's a story about her as the keeper of the lighthouse. And it's a children's book. Well, we're going to do a program on the 17th at 3:30 in the afternoon. We're going to read the book, and then we're going to make a lighthouse. The lighthouse is so absolutely adorable, you will not believe it. They use like little solo cups, and they put a little tea light on top with the battery operated tea light at the top. It looks just like a little lighthouse. It is adorable. It's free. So I hope people will come out for that because
November?
It's a historical November 17th.
Okay.
It's a historical. It's about
Absolutely.
Michigan City. It's about Indiana.
That's what's cool.
Right.
Is that's not only the kids a book, they're gonna love a book that's
Right.
read, and they get to do a craft. They love that, and they get to take it home. But it's local.
It's local.
I mean,
And by the
that's
way,
what's neat. You could
absolutely.
actually
Right there.
take them
Right, exactly.
to the real lighthouse.
Yes.
Right, absolutely.
That's amazing
It
and
is so
really,
cool.
really cool. And a lot of kids say, even my own kids, and I remember being in school, I did not enjoy history class as much. You know, you think, oh, but as you get older and you can see these things, they really sink in and stay with you.
Evolve and appreciate.
Well,
You know what I mean?
we went to DC with my oldest when she had gone through 8th grade. They take an 8th grade trip. We'll be going next year for my next daughter. But my husband and I decided to go with as chaperones. And you know, it's so different to learn history in that aspect. When you can see it and read it, it sticks with you so much better. And the lighthouse is no different. That's local. Do those things. You know, it's so neat. That's fantastic.
That's exactly right. And, you know, of course, this is the bicentennial year of the state of Indiana. So this is kind of to highlight that. We also have another bicentennial program on the 30th of October. We'll be showing Piece of Eden. The John Hancock film at the library at 2:00. That's a Sunday, and Mr. Hancock will be there to talk about his
John
movie.
would be a great
Wow.
guest on YoungerLife.
That would be
the radio station before we
fantastic.
bonded with him.
Absolutely.
You know, I wanted to throw that out there on that lighthouse front too. Parents and grandparents and young ones out there, especially if you're listening, they are and have been doing for several years the story of the only lighthouses that are left in America.
Right.
And quite honestly, in our backyard, from Northwest Indiana through Southwest Michigan and some of our surrounding states and areas, it really is a beautiful piece of history. And you go see it, you take pictures, and there's a bunch of them that are literally a hop, skip, and jump away from
here.
our area,
Yeah, right.
where you can make it a parent, grandparent, family day. It doesn't matter your situation, but again, you know, going to see these historical you know, apparatuses is just
and learning a little bit about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
just a little.
Yeah.
You know, just a little bit. They won't forget that.
Right.
And that's really, really neat.
And I'm so
that's
glad
a cool program.
you brought up the bicentennial, because Mary and I had a 2-part series we did this past week in honor of the torch run, and we had several community pillars here, and to hear their stories and to tie in how everybody's doing it, and just the great, rich, natural, you know, things that we have here, from the museums to Dan, who was rowing, to you know, just the
I know that was so cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's such a cool aspect.
Like,
you
it
know,
really was. People
You know, and
freaking-
Mr. Johnson had pointed out too that the French actually came through on the Kankakee River, so
Right.
it's just so pertinent to our area.
It
too.
is.
It's
See,
really,
we actually did
really
absorb
cool
on
idea.
our own show.
Yeah,
right.
see, look, Rick and I are always learning.
By accident,
you.
right?
It's really, really neat. I mean, again, I think the library has so many things. I saw that you're doing a writing out loud.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm very proud of this program also. Now, this wasn't my idea. Actually, we've been doing Writing Out Loud for 32 seasons.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
So clearly
1984.
successful.
Clearly successful. Since 1984. It's an author series. We do 4 every fall. And we invite authors of different genres. It can be fiction, nonfiction. We've had all kinds of different kinds of people here. And they talk about their writing, how they go about writing, and then about maybe their latest book, or, you know, sometimes whatever project they're working on. And so people get an actual chance to meet these people. These are very successful people at what they do. They're published authors. Some of them started out, you know, just really, you know, struggling, but now have actually finally made it as authors. And it's really an interesting evening. It's on a Saturday night. Our next one is the 22nd, which is a week from this coming Saturday. And Jack Olesker, who is our final guest for this year's Writing Out Loud on the 22nd, is actually from Michigan City. Do you know him? Rick?
Really?
I know the name, and you and I have mentioned
Wow.
it.
Yeah, he is from Michigan City, or he's actually was born in Chicago, but he lives in Michigan City now, and he is very successful. He's a screenwriter. He's an author of novels. He created Care Bears and
This is why
Power Rangers.
The real deal.
This is a really cool guy.
Wow. You know, and how validating for those that come to the other writing programs and are really interested. That's amazing encouragement and inspiration.
Well,
I
think
think
about it too. If you are a parent, a grandparent, a student, whether you're in your younger years, junior high, high school, collegiate, if this is the gig or path you may want to follow, how excellent is it? You've got someone that is the real deal from your backyard, not only there to talk to you and bond, and I've used this before, networking and just being able to shake hands. But, you could really get some incredible insight. And it can be done, people.
It
You know what I
absolutely
mean?
can be
This
done.
is a great
Yeah.
example. This can be done. Don't ever worry about, don't say no to it. Follow that dream.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And not only that, but you said Care Bears and Power Rangers.
Right.
Even if you were just a fan of one of those, that's still, it's inspiring for a young kid to meet someone that
Like
maybe,
that.
yes,
Right,
that
right.
maybe they don't even have any interest in becoming a writer themselves, but adore something that he's created.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Right.
that's really cool.
And they always like to hear that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm sure they
Which is
do.
great.
That's-
You get to meet somebody kind of famous. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's
kind
so
of fun,
neat.
right?
Yeah, that's so neat.
I'm so excited about having him as a guest this year.
Wow, what else is going on?
Oh, well, what else isn't going on?
Yeah.
Coming up on November 2nd, we have The Princess and the Frog.
Talk
we
about
actually
that.
have Princess Tiana from Disney's Princess and the Frog coming to meet the kids and do a little story
She's
time
fabulous.
program. I know.
It's a
and
great
she's
one.
so pretty.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I still want to be a princess.
You're gorgeous,
I'm
and I love her dress.
almost 60 years old, and I want to be a princess.
Well, can you explain this? Is there obviously a storyline behind that?
Yes, it's a story time. She's going to do games and activities with the kids at 10:30 on November 2nd at the library, and she is actually going to come dressed. So as a princess.
That will be a packed house. Is registration ever required for any of these when there's guests?
Not usually,
Something like
no.
this, okay.
Occasionally, especially for some of the robot programs, because they want to make sure they have
Absolutely.
enough
Kits are different.
kits and materials and stuff. But for this, it's a
How,
drop-in.
how can someone register if they
Call
say a STEAM? Any of these
For any of the programs, they can call the Michigan City Public Library, any department. But if you call, if it's a kids program, call Youth Services, which is 873-3045. Or you can always call me and I'll put you in touch with the right person, which is 873-3049.
Mary G. from LaPorte listening above Pine Lake outside on her deck saying, loving the show. Remind Robin and Mary that Jack O is also a very famous painter.
Oh,
he's a painter
Now,
as
see,
well.
that's something I didn't
See?
even
Wow.
know.
Nice. Thank you,
Thank
by the way,
you,
for that.
Mary
Whole-
G.
He got a whole lot of the artistic genes. That's
Yeah.
almost
How
not
about
fair.
it?
I was
He's
gonna say, is that
creator,
fair?
writer, inventor, painter. That's not very fair.
I know, is
For
that
those of
fair?
us that can only draw a stick
I was
person
gonna
or
say, or
something,
color
in
it's
the
not very
lines.
fair.
Or
Right,
the
remember
paint by number.
Pictionary, the game?
Oh my
Pictionary?
gosh, I love that game.
I loved
Still.
the game, but it was like
No one wants
really
me on their
bad
team
at
for
it.
that.
Really
Yeah,
bad.
no one would ever
Hold
want me
on.
on their team.
Pictionary, Rummy Cube, and Uno are like faves of the family.
Oh, there you go.
When we do our
Uno's
family
a big
vacations
one,
and
and
bonding.
Life, we love.
Life's
There's
good.
an electronic Life game that for
Is
a while.
there?
Well, when it came out initially, you couldn't find the original Life anymore. Like they took that one away, and we got this one, and I thought this will be difficult to teach, but it wasn't, and it's a blast. And now you almost can't find it, and now they have the old ones back out, which is nice. But we
Return.
love ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun. But that's a
That's
favorite.
Can I
of
tell you
ours,
just
too.
on a game note, and I just want to throw this out there. Yesterday, I happened to be shopping for my wife's birthday present, which is coming up in the next few days. And I was in this very creative, crafty type shop. And I want to get her something different after you've been with
Absolutely.
someone for 33 years, married 25 of those 33. You've gotten everything. And she's like one of those people, as I don't need anything. I just need your love
That's
to
it.
the family,
Right.
which I truly do. But I thought it was the coolest thing. A giant quilt for $14.95, but with giant checkers. Is that? I
yeah.
thought that would be like, you
Yeah.
put it on a table.
Yeah.
And then if you're bonding with your family,
You can
I've
play.
always liked checkers. I never had the time, I think, or I'll be honest, the patience as a guy to learn chess because I
I
know
haven't
that's
either.
tough.
Yeah.
I never, but I would, checkers. I just think
Checkers
they're
is fun.
family
We
games.
love. Yeah, that's fun.
Yes.
Right.
Checkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's fun? Everybody can learn that. And It's
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's a cute idea.
But I didn't get her that. I was just.
No,
I
you
just
saw it.
You saw it. You thought.
Did
oh,
I
that'd be a
ask
good
me if I
idea.
picked up a gift?
Did you?
I did.
You
Oh,
did. Well, don't tell
can't
us because
tell
she
on
No,
the
listens.
air.
because
She
you
might be
know,
listening.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
friends and family. So yeah.
Yeah.
And we
But
can't.
good.
You can tell us after.
I will let you guys know
Please
we
do.
resorted to a very pretty piece of jewelry.
Oh, well,
okay.
there you
Say,
go.
a nice one. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Jewelry never hurts.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, you're not gonna go wrong there. That's good. That's funny.
That's always good. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. So for can we give out the number again? And for the definitely for the costume thing with Halloween coming up. I think
Right.
that a lot of people, you look for safe and fun activities to do.
Right, for the
This
kids.
is a fabulous one, especially when you're talking little kids. You never know what the weather's going to be like
Right.
for
Agreed.
traditional trick-or-treating.
Right.
And in this sense, you get to come, do something fun at the library, still get a treat.
By the way, safe.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
safe.
saying. Like safe
They get to wear your
and warm. They get to
costume.
wear their costumes. And if they wanted to be like say when we were talking about the princesses, they aren't necessarily the warmest costumes. So if
Right.
you're inside at the library, it's a lot nicer.
Get out of here, really?
It's funny when the kids really young want to wear
So-
that, and you go,
so know
sure,
it.
you're wearing a swimsuit on. I mean, a snowsuit under it. You're
Right.
not gonna.
And then they're this,
They're all
Yeah.
puffed out. They're
Right.
dressed. They can barely move. But
Yeah,
you know,
because why is it on trick or treat night? It's always like
Always.
the coldest and
It
rainiest
is.
night of the year.
It
always
or
yucky.
wet.
Or wet.
you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
it can be rough. But
So that's
whatever.
October 26th, and
Okay.
that's at 10
Cool.
a.m. So please bring your kids. Bring a bag to catch all their treats. That's all
Okay.
you need to do, or a bucket or whatever,
Okay.
a treat bucket.
And I say have a little fun with that one as well, because if you go to the library, that's absolutely awesome. All the
Yeah.
free events and just the neat things that you could do, but you could create a bookend around it. In other words, do something to begin before you get to the library,
Mm-hmm.
go to the library for the inside track, have a real blast there, and then end it up maybe at home or out for something to eat.
Yeah.
or,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know
make
what
it
I
a
mean?
nice
day.
day out of it.
Absolutely.
Right,
Make it a
yeah.
day.
Do you guys still do the dream?
We still
Analysis
do the dreams.
kind
We
of
have
class?
one
That's
coming
so
up actually
neat.
this Saturday the 22nd.
That program's been going on a while,
It
right?
has been for several years,
And,
actually.
I mean, wow. And is it constantly new people?
It's a mix. There's a lot
Okay.
of people who come back every month. You know, they
That's just
they
neat.
enjoy it so much.
And so what do they do? Do they talk about
they
their
talk
dreams?
about their dreams. They,
They
do like an interpretation.
analyze kind of-
and
yeah.
analyze your
which
dreams.
is fascinating.
got some-
Sometimes I don't want to know anything
That's it.
about
Sometimes I don't want to say my dreams out loud.
Weird
Hello.
dreams. You know?
No, it could be scary or just really weird. You never know.
Yeah,
Right.
she backpedals there.
You know.
Robin.
Right. Well, everybody has weird dreams. you
I
know?
do
You
all
do.
the
Yeah,
time.
I mean all the
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
And so they actually go in and Therese Fabry, who is the kind of leader of the group, she is a psychotherapist, so she actually has some background in
Yes.
what these dreams might mean
Mm-hmm.
and why they're coming out in your head.
Can you
know?
see an hour here on Younger Life Live dissecting someone's dreams?
There's
If
just
people
all.
really
It's
get it?
just very
all
neat.
these things.
Yeah.
all of these things?
Yeah.
Now, I have mentioned this before to you and Robin here on Younger Life Live, brought to you today by the LaPorte Hospital, that I have had wonderful folks that I've had the pleasure of having in my life, like my father and just different people, friends that are no longer with us, come to me in my dreams. And I know that there's always a message. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't. But I know personally for me, and I've actually heard this from a lot of my friends and family, and again, it's whatever you believe, to each his own, that if you touch them or hug them, they disappear instantly in the dream, for me personally. So I would love to take a spin
It's
on
interesting.
why that happens.
Maybe we'll have her on one day.
That's what I said. It would
There
be
you
great.
go.
I would absolutely ask that question.
I think that
That would be like the first question I would ask.
okay.
But
Fun.
Yeah, interesting.
We're
Deep.
also
you.
doing a Mighty Mike coming up.
Yes, tell us about
An
that, because this
open
is a
mic.
reoccurring thing
This is
too,
a
which is
recurring
really
thing
cool.
we do a couple times a year. About 8 years ago, I'm probably off by a year or two, but we did an open mic for every month for like 2 years straight. And it was very popular. But like a lot of programs that are ongoing, they
Yeah.
kind of sometimes have lulls.
Sure, sure.
So we sort of stopped doing them. We lost some of the people. They moved on or they moved out of the area. So we kind of stopped doing them. But a couple of years ago, we decided we're going to do it at least once a year. And this year, we're doing it twice a year. So we're doing a Mighty Mike on October 23rd, which is a Sunday at 2 o'clock. And we expect a lot of people from the theater community to be there
Oh.
that day. But we want musicians, we want poets, we want dancers, anybody
How
that
neat.
has a talent. And whether it's slam poetry, which is a version of poetry, or if it's performance poetry, or just regular, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote, or you're going to sing like Donald Duck, which is what my boss always does.
That is
He
so
loves to
funny.
that's
sing.
hard.
He loves to sing Donald Duck voice singing Play That Funky Music.
That is
Wow.
hilarious.
Hilarious.
That's got-
And
Yeah,
that
hard to
is
just
strange
do
that you
Donald
that you
Duck.
figured out that talent.
Right.
Wait, is that, you're talking about Donald Duck? That
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but how would you?
How do you do
how
that,
would you
right?
like
Yeah.
I try to say it, and I can't even say play that funky.
He
music.
has,
Let alone
he
sing.
has honed his craft.
Okay.
Let me
Yes.
tell you.
So bravo.
It's kind of like Troy and Nori, my dog, the voice that I've
Yeah.
honed through the years
Yeah.
on radio
Yeah.
TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hone that. You have to hone that talent.
Sanders,
let
our
me
executive
tell you.
producer, is shaking his head like
Like,
this.
oh my God. Yeah, right.
Don't even go there, Federici.
So play that funky music
Okay.
is going to be sung by Donald Duck, I promise you. But it's a fun afternoon.
Sure.
And so we need people to participate, but we also need people to come and just watch. We need
Love it.
audience. So if you play the guitar, if you play the accordion, if you play the flute, come out and perform for us. We love people on stage, and we have the stage, and we let everybody have their chance.
It's a good way to get rid of the jitters. It's a good way to get out in front of an
That's
audience.
so true.
It's a
Right.
great way. Again, Younger Life Live spin there, people. It's a great way to move to another chapter or another
Yeah.
level. Try something different.
Yeah, something you've never
Yes,
tried
right.
before, and you've always wanted to. Like a few years ago, I did a play on stage. We did the radio play of War of the Worlds. Right
Beautiful.
about this time of year. It was because that happened on Halloween. And it was the most fun. I just had the best time. I had never done any kind of theater. I had never done that. And I said, my brain isn't really capable of memorizing lines anymore.
Well, it's tough.
It's tough.
It really is. People don't
But, when
understand.
you do the radio version, you're reading it.
Yes.
But you do it on stage.
Absolutely.
And you're in character. You're
That's
the
neat.
character reading the play. And it was very cool. And so give it a try. You
And
never
whatever
know.
goes,
how
goes
fun-
when you're in character.
Absolutely.
Well,
You
and
know?
how fun for the audience to have such a wide array of performers. You know when you go to a singing competition,
Right.
you're
It's
going to
all
see singing,
Right.
and that's fantastic. It's enjoyable. This is cool because it is so many different. You don't know what you're going to get.
You don't
That's
know
kind
what
of
you're
fun.
gonna get,
You
right.
wouldn't expect Donald Duck performance.
We've had
so
comedian-
that's really neat.
Right. We've had comedians
pushing
show
me to
up.
do
I
it
love
again.
it.
Yeah. We've had comedians show up and do like a little
that is awesome.
stand-up thing. So yeah, we encourage all talent. So
That's
we're
so
hoping,
neat.
We're hoping we'll have a really good turnout that day.
Oh, you absolutely will. Now, if folks want to connect with you via social media,
We have
from
a
that
Facebook
application,
page,
please,
Michigan
yes.
City Public Library, mclib.org, is our website. You can click on Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. So watch for us everywhere.
Okay, so what is something as we round out the final, quarter of 16 into 17? Is there anything out there? You do take input from the family of library folks that come in and businesses and stuff. Is there anything you want to throw out there to folks? Reminders or, maybe, things to come?
I really haven't even thought about 2017, and I know I need to.
Because you're packed every day.
sneaks up.
Yeah, because it's like, oh God, 2017 is already almost here.
Yeah.
And we do a lot in the winter because we do a film series in the winter. We still do yoga.
Yeah.
We do, but we kind of take a little less because it's bad weather. We never know what the weather's going to be
Absolutely.
to get
Sure.
people out. But we're still there. We're still doing active programming. We send out newsletters. We have an electronic newsletter that you can sign up for by just calling the library and having them sign you up for that, and we'll send it out to you every week. What's going on at
wow.
the library this week?
That's neat.
Or you can just go on our website to look at what's
I
going on.
get the newsletter at our radio partner, WIMS, WHFB. It's phenomenal. It is such great information. There's always something popping for all ages.
What I like
seriously.
about the thought of that is that it's just for the week,
Right.
Which is cool because it's nice to see over the next month or two, but it's almost overwhelming. The dates can get lost.
Right.
And so
Right.
When you're looking at a week and you're looking at your own schedule and say, hey, we could fit that day in on Thursday, or we could fit, that
Right.
is a really, really great idea, and I think that's a unique thing. I
All
didn't know
right,
they
so a
did.
minute left. Final thoughts from Robin Cohn from the Michigan City Public Library. So great having you aboard.
Thank you so
wanna
much for
throw
having me today.
throw out the number
Thank
again, please.
you.
873-3049 is my number, and our library website is mclib.org. Just, get online and check us out.
Okay, now if you're
Check
listening,
us out.
yeah.
Get that.
If you guys want to scope out this version on YouTube, youtube.com, Younger Life, one word, space, and then live. You could see past shows. You could hear about that. Connect with yours truly, Rick Federici, on behalf of us all at Gerard Media and, of course, Younger Life Live. We'd like to thank the LaPorte Hospital. I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony. Thank you, Robin.
Thank
so
you.
much. This was awesome.
It
Thank
was
you for
awesome.
coming.
Thanks.
AM 1420, WIMS.